Hey guys, so I did a video previously on how to attract the signs, and I thought it would be a fun idea to do a video on how to detract the signs, unattract the signs, how to lose the signs. And I was thinking about that movie, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, but I thought it would be funny if I did How to Lose a Sign in 10 Days, although technically it's just how to lose the signs in general. So let's dive right in. How to lose an Aries. To definitely make sure that an Aries never wants to mess with you or deal with you ever again is to be completely routine and boring. I'm thinking like by the book, overly structured, and then also be completely inconsistent in wanting to spend time with them, or make sure that whenever you do spend time with them, anything that they suggest you shoot down and then do the polar opposite of what they feel could be exciting. Make sure that it's always something they don't want to do, because Aries are known to be mildly egocentric. So if they aren't doing what they feel is exciting, they just won't care in general. So make sure that you're doing the polar opposite of that. And then definitely just talk about how being impulsive is bad, or anytime they say they're passionate about something, make sure to shoot that down. And then just constantly criticize everything that they say and do. And yeah, that'll work out great. You'll never hear from them again. And Taurus, definitely call them out all the time for how hypocritical they are. Anytime that they try to condemn someone and then do something that they are condemning someone for, make sure to call them out on that, because they love that. They can't get enough of that. And then anytime that they have a differing opinion with you, make sure to just automatically tell them how wrong they are, because they love to hear that. And then make sure to always comment on how much they're spending too. They love when you get involved with their finances. And yeah, Gemini. Google like really old memes or like internet humor and then continue to repeat that to them over and over again, because if Gemini love anything, it's things that have already cycled around the internet for several years being told to them like it's the first time that they've ever heard it, and they've probably researched it for 10+ years. Definitely tell them that everything that they've done or everything that they're doing you feel like you've seen before. Make sure to comment on how their clothes or their style or their taste preferences kind of seem boring. And then make sure that whenever they're speaking or that whenever they're sharing something with you, you change the topic automatically or just show blatant disinterest in whatever they have to offer you. That is the fastest way to get rid of a Gemini. Oh, and definitely bother them with a lot of emotional like investment and personal information, like drown them in sentiments, and make sure to tell them how much they mean to you, because there's something more a Gemini is afraid of than committing on a emotionally vulnerable level. So, and then Cancer. The fastest way to lose a Cancer, make sure to criticize their approach with things. Make sure that they know that everything that they're doing is not good enough, and constantly tell them that they are being too sensitive. Anytime they even go to speak, just tell them that whatever they're saying is stupid, and that they just need to stop crying. Even if they're not crying, just like hand them tissues constantly, because nothing is more patronizing to a Cancer than someone who doesn't care about their feelings. Leo. The fastest way to get a Leo to leave you alone for good is to make sure to not be loyal to them. Constantly share whatever information that they tell you is personal or private with the world, and then make sure to constantly demonize them to everyone, including them. Anytime that they tell you they're upset with you or that they're frustrated with something that you have to say, make sure to just make them as much of a villain as possible. And then whenever they like try to express their feelings being hurt, tell them they're being too dramatic. Tell them that they need to get over it. And then you'll definitely never hear from them again. And Virgo. Okay, so the first way to get a Virgo to leave you alone for good is to be as lazy, messy, and consistent as possible. Definitely lie to them a few times or be inconsistent with your storyline, and then kind of overly express emotions and use like a lot of your pain from your childhood as an excuse to not do anything productive in your current situation or your current day-to-day life. And then make sure that you're telling them they are being too boring or too mean. Be as messy as possible when you go to the Virgo's house. I'm talking like leave the fridge open, throw trash everywhere, and then if they get upset, tell them to relax. Definitely have no obligations and be inconsistent when you make plans with them. Like, don't show up sometimes just for fun. And then when you do show up, make sure to just only talk about yourself and your emotional conflict. But then anytime they have an issue, just kind of ignore it. Who cares? Libra. So the fastest way to get a Libra to just not mess with you is to be as rude and as embarrassing in public in front of them. They want to feel as humiliated as possible because nothing is more unattractive to a Libra than someone that doesn't make them look good, because let's face it, like, they only care about what makes them look good. So just be as like belligerent, as rude, as just no filter as possible, especially in front of their family and friends. And then just, you know, make them look kind of dumb. Like, just anytime they have like a conflict, to try to say anything, just kind of cut into it with like how they're lying or how what they're saying isn't really like who they are or what they feel, and just make them look as bad as possible to everyone that you're around. Scorpio. How to get a Scorpio to leave you alone. Definitely never say anything truthful, but then be really sloppy about this so that they can like fact check and correct for themselves that what you're saying, it just isn't true. And then definitely go out of your way to be just really rude and sarcastic for no reason. Definitely tell them that they just never really mattered to you in the first place. Make them feel like your friendship with them or whatever emotional investment you have towards them is as disingenuous as possible. And then just continue to be inconsistent. Don't ever make them feel like anything that you're saying is honest. And then give them good reason to not trust you. That's the fastest way to never speak to a Scorpio again. Sagittarius. Fastest way to get rid of a Sagittarius. Try to like overly commit them right off the bat. I'm talk about marriage, talk about children. Tell them that traveling is boring. Tell them that there's no reason for you to need to book a flight anywhere. Tell them they need to just stay as routine and structured as possible. Anytime that they talk about wanting to like go somewhere or do something, make them feel as restricted as possible. Make them feel like they can't do anything. And then just like try to absorb all of their time and then give them no space whatsoever. Oh, and then when you do have conversations with them, make sure that anytime you are talking to them, it just sounds phony or artificial. It doesn't really sound that real, anything that you're saying. Kind of like you're having like a wall up or a facade. Fastest way to get rid of a Capricorn. Again, like, I think Scorpio? No, who did I talk about? I think I talked about Taurus. Be as inconsistent as possible. Make sure to comment on how lazy they are. Make sure to constantly try to pick fights with them, like nonsensical fights about anything. Make sure to get overly defensive anytime they speak, and kind of make sure to comment on how they aren't making enough, how they aren't as successful as they could be, or how they should be doing something better than where they are currently in their life. And also make sure to never be completely genuine with them. Always have like other plans or other engagements and kind of make them feel second rate. Don't really prioritize them. Oh, and definitely be as unstructured and not organized as possible. And yeah. And then fastest way to get rid of a Aquarius. Anytime they speak, just be kind of rude for no reason. Constantly try to like pick a fight with them. Tell them that they need to Tell them that they can't change the world, that, you know, big political issues and humanitarian issues just don't really matter. We're all gonna die. Just make it as like morbid and unnecessary as possible. And then anytime that they try to like express some unique view or idea that they have that they feel is like copyrighted solely for them or to them, make sure to tell them that you've heard it before, that everything that they do you've seen before, that their ideas aren't that unique, and that they're kind of boring. And then you'll never hear from them again. Pisces. The fastest way to get a Pisces to leave you alone is to be as rude as possible. Tell them to come back to reality multiple times, and then anytime they talk, just kind of cut them off or ignore them. Anytime they try to express their like dreams or ideas, make sure to tell them nothing they're saying is making sense. I'm super confused anytime they speak, and just overall be disinterested in anything that they have to offer. Overall, that completes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in my next video.